Yeah, put this out there, please. What's this? What's it?
Thank you.
What is it?
Lemon.
Okay. So today we're washing fruit that I got from the grocery store. If any of you know about Stu Leonard, they have a re-wrap rack. They have a re-wrap rack where you get produce for less. So any produce that you would like. Listen, what do you want?
Okay.
All right, I got you. Any produce that you may like, they most likely will have it on the re-wrap rack. Where I go, the re-wrap rack is $3.99, so basically $4 a bag. And it looks like this most of the time. Sometimes they may have 3 or 4 bags. Sometimes they may have 2. You know, just depending on, you know, what produce they're packing up, right? So in here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah. So for the apples, they have 14 apples in one bag, which is not bad, you know, just based off how expensive produce is just in general. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. I'm not sure how much the Brussels sprouts were by themselves, but being that the Brussels sprouts were on the re-wrap rack at Stu Leonard, I got them for $3.99. And it's 4 bags in one. So I'm pretty sure I paid way less for them on the re-wrap rack than the actual like individual bags. And I got a whole bag of bananas. I got like every time I get a bag of bananas, they give me about 30 bananas in one bag. If you go to most supermarkets and you go to the meat section and they got the meat bags, yeah, like the meat bags are like twice as big as the produce bags. So just do that type of math with the bananas. I think it's pretty good. So we got apples and red plums. I'm gonna let them soak for a little bit. I will be boiling some hot water for the apples to get the film off of it, but I won't be doing it on live. I don't believe I will. But yeah, if you have a Stu Leonard near you, if you have a vehicle where you can get to a Stu Leonard, check them out. Or before going, call the Stu Leonard to see if They even have a rewrap rack. So this is what the label looks like for the rewrap rack. And it's like I said, where I am, it's $3.99. $4. And you know, you may think like, oh, that's a lot, but it's really not for the amount that you get. I got 14 apples in one bag. That's pretty decent. And they mix up the fruits and the vegetables. Sometimes they may have tomatoes with avocados in them, you know. It just depends. It all depends. I'm letting my fruit soak in some lemon water for a few minutes. And then we'll be going from there. I'm taking off all the stickers. I want to say thank you for everyone who's on the live, joining the live and everything. Who may share it. Hi, JKA0521. I apologize. I did not see your comment at the time that you wrote it. So I hope you're still here to get my hello. Yeah. Put some water in it when you get a chance. Hi. Hi, Jamie Summers. Put it on the stove. Alright, I'm gonna let this sit here for a minute. I'm going to put the water on the stove and then come back. I'll be right back. Oh, before you guys go, before I go and get the water, they also have Mame in the rewrap rack. I don't know if you guys know about Mame, but yeah, I like it. It's real good for you. You know, and they are in season. So if you want to go up there to Stew Leonard and get you some produce. Not like I said, not every Stew Leonard has the same thing, but these are a few of the things that I got. I got apples, I got plum, I got apples, I got red plums, I got Brussels sprouts. I got a full bag of bananas. What else do I have? I got a few other things. This time around, I didn't get as much because I had already went food shopping to last me, you know, some time. So, you know, I try not to go. When I go food shopping, I try not to overdo it But sometimes it's like I do overdo it. And then I find myself going to the supermarket maybe every week. And it's not like, oh, I got money to splurge. It's like, what what else do they have there that I could, grab up before the season is out? Because sometimes they do have seasonal, well, every supermarket, they have seasonal fruits and vegetables, such as the mame that we have, here for sure. They have persimmons as well. That's in season. When they come in season. What else do they have? I've never seen jackfruit there. I've never seen certain things in there. Certain locations have different things. So that doesn't mean that your location may or may not have it. So yeah. And honestly, Stu Leonard isn't the only supermarket that I go to, but throughout the year, mainly in like the colder months, that's one of the top ones that I go to just because they have a variety, and sometimes they have fruit there that you may not see in other places. So yeah. Like if I go to my local supermarket, so Stu Leonard for me is about a 30-minute drive from where I am. And that's okay. I don't mind taking the drive because the quality of food is pretty good. They take care of their produce, I should say. I also have some beets that I'm going to wash, but I'm not going to put it in this water with the apples and the plums. So I'm going to take the plums out and rinse them off. And then I'm going to do my thing with the apples. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the like. What are some? Do you guys like fruits? And if so, what are your favorite fruits? What are some of your favorite fruits? Oh shit. Oregano. Man, it's 9:53. Let me hurry up. Let me hurry up. It's almost 9 o'clock. Alright. So the water is almost there to where I need it to be. It doesn't have to be a boil, but I like for it to be hot, at least. Not warm, but hot. So it can take off the what you call it? The film. The waxy film. I had to take a moment. Thank you for the love, young man. Thank you for the love. Again, I'm just waiting for the water to finish boiling. Oh, snap. We have bananas down there, too. I didn't forget, but I kind of forgot. Cool. We just have more. It's cool. This looks like a lot of fruit, but it's not as much. Like, I'm looking at my counter and my sink from the camera, and it looks like a lot. It looks like the entire thing is taken out, but it's not. At least from my end, that's what it looks like. And I made space in the sink for the pot. Alright, the water's coming to a simmer. I'm gonna use this to scoop out the I'm gonna use this red spoon. It kind of got burnt, but it's okay. But I'm gonna use that to scoop out the apples once I put them inside of the water, so I don't burn myself. So yeah. I think I'm going to take the rest of the apples out of the sink. So in that way, I'm not working over top of my product. Here goes the water. The water came to a simmer for the most part. I do want it a little hotter, but this will work for now. 3, 4. Remember, I'm not cooking them. I'm just, taking the film off of them. Oh. I didn't know about making like applesauce from scratch until my child was like about 4. And I know that's hella late, sort of, but I didn't realize it until one of my family members, mentioned it. And I was like, oh, because that's what they used to do for their grandchild. Anybody else ever made what you call it from scratch? Applesauce. The next time I go to Stu Leonard, I'll do another rewrap rack haul. I have a few on my page already. If you would like to go check them out, I think I got like maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm just showing you guys like what I have as far as like, you know, the produce and stuff that I purchased and how much it costs, you know. Alrighty. I am about to go to work, I think. And I say I think because apparently it's snowing outside again. Well, actually, it is snowing outside again. I looked out the window. Young man! Young man, come here. Do you want the bow tie noodles or do you want the spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Alright. Damn, it's 9:03. Okay. Don't judge me, y'all. Alright, these are my clean apples, and these are my clean red plums, and then I got an extra, this is a peach that they threw in there, so, yay, or something like that, nectar, something like that, yeah. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the love. Thank you all for the likes. Thank you all for commenting. I do appreciate you taking the time out to spend with me this Sunday for my fruit wash and my dishes wash. Hey Marcella. So, I will be washing my beets offline. But I will be pairing the beets with the apples. I'm doing a juice. I'm juicing them. I am for sure. And I'm going from there. Everyone who is fasting for Ramadan, everyone who is eliminating meat or certain things for Lent, I wish you all the best. I wish you all well. I know with it not being something that you have to do every month or every few months, it can definitely be a toll on your body, a toll on your mental, a toll on everything that you're going through. You know, I have friends who are fasting, as well as, myself. And it's not as bad once you. Yes, I speak English. Yes, I do. What do you speak? Fasting is not as bad once you get past the first week. And what I've learned is the reason why fasting, well, especially during Ramadan, intermediate fasting, I should say, during Ramadan, is so hard for people is because when they get home or once their day is done, they don't fuel their body with the right nutrients. A lot of people go and eat all types of stuff that isn't nutrient. That isn't nutrient. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. After their fast, people a lot of the times they'll eat certain things that do not that isn't nutritious for their body. That's why they be cranky. That's why they be like, oh, this is hard. I can't wait until the month is over. Like 30 days. You know what you can do in 30 days if you eat right, if you plan right, if you start a routine, you know the difference that you can make. Let me tell you. The first time I kind of sort of got kicked into fasting or just like not really eating certain things is when I had a passing in, like I had a big passing in my family. So once that happened, I fasted for about four months. Yeah. I was only eating leafy greens. I was only eating salads, right? But what I learned from that, it was great. It was fantastic. I experienced things that I never, experienced outside of that. And on top of it, it was like, I knew what I knew, but then also I didn't know how to come out of it. So yeah, I was eating leafy greens. I was eating a salad every day. I was, nourishing my body. But what I didn't realize is that after a certain amount of time, when your body consumes too much of something, it starts to fuck, like, I don't want to use f up, but it starts to work against you, I should say. And my body started working against me, and I didn't know how to channel it. I didn't know what else to do. So once I went back to eating cooked foods, I said, during that fast, what I could have did, instead of eating leafy greens, I could have went to fruit. I could have looked up, not even necessarily looked up, I could have listened to my body to ask my body, like, what is it that I need, to refuel. you know, because at that time, like, I didn't want any cooked foods. I didn't want any cooked foods. And like once my body started working against me, I didn't want to eat at all. So instead of listening to my body and instead of listening to my body so I could stop eating, I continued to eat, but I also started I started eating cooked foods. That's where I messed up at. But like I said, anyone who's fasting, anyone who's doing Ramadan, whether it's religious, whether they want to do Ramadan for the first time, maybe the second time, or just do a fast in general, take your time, but also prepare yourself for it. One thing that I like to do to prepare myself for a fast is, okay, 2 weeks prior to the fast, I'll start slowing down on what I'm eating. So say if I'm eating a lot of cooked foods, and it also depends on the type of fast. But anyway, I'll get into that. Say if I'm eating a lot of cooked foods, right? If I'm eating pasta, fish, broccoli, and so on and so forth. Like, say if I'm just, eating an abundance of things, right? I will start to slow that down. I will start to slow it down, and I will start to incorporate other things. So I will take pasta out, and then I will get like a sweet potato to replace it for me. Like I said, you got to listen to your body and see, what your body is asking you for. So I'll do like sweet potato with fish and broccoli, and then I'll eventually take the fish or whatever like meat is out, and I'll just have all vegetables, and then I'll start making those portions smaller and smaller each and every day. And then it'll come to a day where it's like, yo, I'm not even hungry. I just want to fuel my body with these liquids. And then I'll go into like fruits, some vegetables, like leafy green salads, or I'll make some chlorophyll, because chlorophyll suppresses your appetite. And then once the day of the fast comes, like I said, depending on when you start your fast, it won't be so bad. Like after the first week, people say after the first 3 days. Yeah, it's after the first 3 days, but like the first day is like, all right, I'm not gonna eat, or I can't eat, or I'm trying to follow these guidelines. The second day, your body's like cranky. It's like, your stomach is hurting, your head is hurting. You messed up. You're like your body is detoxing. You're messing up. Like you're not messing up, but it's like your body is going through a phase. Your body's going through something that it either went through before or never went through before, and like you're going through it this time around. The third day, a lot of people say that you have energy the third day, and I can agree, but then I can also disagree with that, because for me, the third day has been similar to like the second day. It's like, all right, I'm over this hump. I feel a little bit better, but I don't feel, I guess, normal. So by like the 4th or 5th day, I start feeling okay. By the 7th day, I'm like, all right, I don't even want no food. I could go off of eating. I could go off of drinking water for the next few days, or juices and stuff like that. Juices really help. When you're on a fast, just find things that work for you, but also, find things that suppress your appetite, so you won't be so hungry. And I think to me, in my opinion, Ramadan is like one of the hardest things, one of the hardest fasts. Although it is intermediate fasting, um, you know, you're outside all day most times. You're smelling food. You're around people who are eating. But then, like, one thing I do like about Ramadan is that when you tap into it, you appreciate food. You appreciate the things that are around you. You appreciate the everyday things that you are blessed with, you know. Like, you start to rewire your brain during Ramadan or Lent or just during a fast in general. But yeah. I am gonna get off this live. I've been talking to you guys. I'm about to make this juice here with the beets. Like I said, I'm gonna wash the beets offline and then go from there. I would like to get a manual juicer in the near future. Maybe by the summertime I'll get it. But right about now I don't have a manual juicer. A hand juicer. I have the electrical juicer. So yeah. Yep. And I have to prep the apples for the juice too. I'll post a picture of it later on. And I'm gonna use this copper cup. This is already my favorite, and I just purchased it like last week. This is so pretty. But again, have a great day, guys. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna make my son some food. I had already started it, but I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna prep something for dinner tonight. Love you guys. Thank you.